Dwayne Lesnar back for another government cloud video, where in a recent video we took a look at the deployment, and now we're going to deploy our Prism Central from the tarball that we uploaded in the deployment video, and we'll also edit some AWS security groups to ensure that our Prism Central can connect to our Nutanix cluster. Let's dive right in. Using our jump host, we're back on the controller VM. We are uploading Prism Central using the URL from our S3 bucket and the metadata file. Now that we have those uploaded, we are using an ncli command to get them into Prism Central. So we have it uploaded. We can go and deploy our Prism Central. First thing that we need to do is add our Prism Central subnet. So as you can see, really easy to add a native AWS subnet into Prism Element. We're having full routing capabilities just like any other AWS subnet. So our subnet has been added. Now we can deploy the Prism Central from the upload that we did via command line. So we'll give PC a name, then deploy it out. We need 4 IPs in total, the VIP, and then the 3 that were for each VM, as we've deployed this PC in HA mode. So we'll hit deploy. And then while that's happening in the background, we need to edit our security groups. There's 2 main security groups that get deployed with the cluster. One for the cluster security group, which is for the CVM and the hypervisor, AHV. And then we also have to do the UVM, so one for the VM. So in the AWS console, we have the cluster security group. So we're just editing it and making sure that 9440 is open in both directions. So this is the PC subnet range that we're adding, going to the bare metal nodes, and then we're making sure going back the other way in our all UVM security group that we have it going back as well. Now in this case, we're just adding the bare metal subnet this time, since we want to ensure that we're allowing traffic from in that direction. And that's it. Pretty easy. Bonus content, we're now going to use the InfraManager CLI to add and remove node and see the impact on performance. We have loaded up X-Ray for performance testing on our 3-node government cloud cluster. So we're just going to run a small benchmark just to get a feel of the performance. Keep in mind, this is Z1D. It's not a real powerhouse in terms of some of the larger varieties. So we're just running this peak performance benchmark. You can grab X-Ray from the Nutanix website and install it on any Nutanix environment. So the VMs that it's deploying 2 VMs on each of the nodes. So it'll go through 17 steps within the application test. So now if we go into the hardware tab, we can go directly into Prism Element and see the impact of the test occurring in real time. So we have a lot of IOPS and bandwidth. When the test finishes, here's the overall result. So pretty impressive for this small little 3-node cluster. Now what we want to do, going back into Session Manager, we're going to add a node using InfraManager, which is the new service that is allowing us to have no outbound connectivity to any other control plane. So once we're logged in, we'll run InfraManager. So InfraManager, and then we just run the add node command. We're just going to add 1 node. After this node has been fully added, then we will rerun the same test with 4 nodes. So we'll get an idea. What we're after is watching linear performance. The whole idea that you're going to be able to save money with pre-provisioned IOPS is all of your workloads will get to share in the performance. So that node is now being added into the environment. We can get a status update. So booting, installing, and joining. Obviously, we sped that up. It's about 7 to 10 minutes to add a node into the environment. So the last part, the node added to the metadata ring within the Nutanix distributed storage fabric, giving your apps HA. And now we see the 4th node added into our environment. Now we can go back and rerun the tests. We just run just the next get status command. So we see that it's up and running from InfraManager point of view. So back in our X-Ray environment, we're going to rerun the test. So should be expecting something around 555 IOPS if we're kind of doing the math correctly. So we'll just call this our 4 node test and kick it off again. So our test is in progress. It's redeploying those instead now of 6 VMs, it'd be 2 VMs in the deployment for the benchmark. Can go see those virtual machines in action. So they're all powered on right now, or just about. And then we'll see on the Prism Element page the performance that's happening in real time. So we can see that the test is well underway. Now, if we look at the final results, we've met our expectations on the performance numbers. So scaling in a linear fashion for government cloud clusters, just like our NC2 offering. Now, the last part, when you're done with whatever caused you to add a node, you'll use the same InfraManager commands to remove a node. So it's currently in progress. It's going to move all of the data off the node and the virtual machines before actually removing it. So now the process is almost complete. We can see from the Prism Element UI where it's at, so it's at 95. And once the node has been removed, you're good to go and carry on and ready to burst for another day. And we can see on this screen that we just have the 3 nodes. With Prism Central deployed, we are ready to start running some workloads on our government cloud cluster. We'll see you in the next video.